Hi students, I hope all are safe at home, isn't it? Welcome you all to our today's science class. In the previous class, we discussed about clinical thermometer. The clinical thermometer is a device that we use to measure the temperature of our body. It is a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. It has a bulb at one end. It contains mercury. And also we can see one narrow thread on one end of one side of the thermometer, that is mercury thread. And there is a scale. Usually the scale of thermometer reads as Celsius. When we are telling the temperature of any body, we are stated along with its unit, that is Celsius, degree Celsius. Now India mostly used the scale with its unit degree Celsius. Earlier we used Fahrenheit scale. That means it is denoted by degree F. Then do you know how to read a thermometer? Today let us study about the reading of thermometer. How to read the thermometer. Here already we know the parts of the thermometer. For taking a reading, first we have to note the temperature differences indicated in between two bigger marks. On the scale, we can see bigger marks and smaller marks. First we have to note the temperature difference between the bigger marks. Then we have to note down the number of shorter marks in between the bigger marks. For example, if the bigger mark shows 1 degree and there are 5 digits in between the bigger marks, each one small digit reads 1 by 5 is equal to 0.2 degree Celsius. Isn't it? This is the way we can read the thermometer. Then before using, and how to use this thermometer to measure the temperature. First we have to wash the thermometer thoroughly by using an antiseptic solution. Then hold the thermometer firmly because it is a glass tool, and give it to a few jerks. You may also see before measuring the temperature of our body, sisters are doing like that. The jerk helps to bring the level of mercury down. We should note that before using the thermometer, the level of mercury is below 35 degrees Celsius. Then only we can use. Then after that, we have to place the bulb of the thermometer either under the tongue or in the armpit. Then after 1 minute, taken the thermometer out and look the reading. And the reading, sometimes it may 37 degrees Celsius, sometimes more than that, sometimes less than this. The 37 degrees Celsius is the normal body temperature of a healthy person. Usually we are saying the temperature along with its unit, that is Celsius, degree Celsius. Along with the figure, we also have to use the unit degree Celsius. Okay. Then Paheli has doubt. One time she measured her temperature. It is below 37 degrees Celsius. No need to worry for that. Sometimes it may read 36 point something. Sometimes 36. It has no problem. Okay. Then I am asking one question to you. Is the body temperature of every person 37 degrees Celsius? No. It may not be 37 degrees Celsius for all person. Sometimes it is higher than 37. Sometimes it is lesser than 37. It is according to the condition of our health. Okay. The clinical thermometer is designed to measure the temperature of human body only. Usually we are calling the temperature, that is the average body temperature of large number of healthy persons. Some person may have the temperature 37. Some of them have below and some of them have above the 37 degrees Celsius. Normally, the temperature of human body doesn't go less than 35 degrees Celsius or more than 42 degrees Celsius. That's why we designed the thermometer having the scale ranging between 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Isn't it? The clinical thermometer is only used for measuring the temperature of human body. Here, Pooja wants to know the temperature of hot milk by using clinical thermometer. But Paheli stopped him to do this. Why? Because clinical thermometer only we can use to know the temperature of human body. And also we have to take care. Never keep thermometer in the sun or near flame. It may break. And not use the clinical thermometer for taking temperature of other objects than human body. Okay, you have to keep in mind these 2 points. Clinical thermometer is only used for measure the temperature of human body. And don't keep thermometer in the sun or near flame. It may break. There are 5 precautions we should be vigilant before or while using thermometer. What are the precautions? First one is, should be washed before or after use with an antiseptic solution. After washing the thermometer only we have to use for taking to measure the temperature. Next one, ensure that before use the level of mercury is below 35 degrees Celsius. The third point, read the thermometer keeping the level of the mercury along with the sight. Handle with care. When it hits against any hard objects, it can break. The last point, do not hold the thermometer by the bulb while taking reading. Okay. Never hold the thermometer, that is at the bulb position, while reading. Then only after that, while we holding the thermometer in the bulb position, we will get only with the heat of our body, the thermometer reads wrong. It stretches uniformly. Okay. Then there are many other objects solutions also there around us. Then how do we know the temperature of that objects? Children, there are various kinds of thermometer. During weather forecast, you may know that we will get the report of minimum and maximum temperature. For that purpose, they are using maximum minimum thermometer to know the temperature of the day. Maximum and minimum, we are using maximum minimum thermometer. During news hour, at the end of the news, we will get an idea about weather. There we will get the maximum temperature and minimum temperature of each district. That is they are doing by the thermometer, maximum minimum thermometer. Children, now we learned to read the thermometer, the clinical thermometer. Then there are some other like liquids, solids, etc. How do we know the temperature? For that, we are using another type of thermometer that is called laboratory thermometer. You can see the picture on the board. The laboratory thermometer also long, narrow, uniform glass tube. It has bulb at one end. It contains mercury and a mercury thread on one side of the thermometer and a scale. This scale also we are stated as its units degree Celsius. It is larger than that of the clinical thermometer. Mostly it is used to check the temperature of solids and liquids in the laboratory. When we using laboratory thermometer, we have to take care in many ways, like clinical thermometer. In addition to that, we should be careful. Some other points also should be kept upright or vertical when we are checking or measuring the temperature of any liquids. That liquid we have to take in a beaker or tumbler. Then we have to dip the thermometer straight, not tilted. If tilted means we will not get a correct measurement. Okay. And then another point also we have to be vigilant. The bulb should not touch the surface of the container. The bulb of the thermometer where having the mercury should not touch the surface of the container. We have to dip the thermometer straight in the solution but not touches the surface of the container or beaker. Usually we are reading the measurement after taking the clinical thermometer. We are reading the measurement, taking out the thermometer where we kept. But here we are not taking the thermometer before reading. When we are in the dipping, when we dipping the thermometer in the solution, we are reading the measurement when the mercury level becomes steady. If we have taken out this thermometer from the solution, the mercury is again changing its value. Sometimes it moves more, sometimes it falls down. The level of mercury falls down or goes up. So we will not get the correct measurement. So while dipping in the solution, when the mercury level becomes steady, we are reading the temperature of that solution. Did you get? There is some changes in the reading of these laboratory thermometer and clinical thermometer. We have to be very careful. Should be kept these thermometer upright or vertical in the solution or in any other object where we used this laboratory thermometer to check the temperature. One more point you have to be remember, the bulb should not touch the surface of the container. If the bulb is touching the surface of the container or side of the container, the value of the temperature will become vary. It will change. That's why we are saying like that. While reading the laboratory thermometer, to know the temperature of any substance, we should be take care in those points. Okay. Children, usually we know that clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer having mercury. Mercury is a poisonous material. So when it breaks, the disposal of this mercury is very problem. That is why nowadays the clinical thermometer is replaced by digital thermometer. Digital thermometer, we are not using mercury, and also instantly we are getting the reading or the temperature of our body. Nowadays you can see in the hospital while checking the temperature of our body by using digital thermometer. It is available in the market. There we are not using mercury. So for disposal of this digital thermometer, not make such a problem like a clinical thermometer. There is some difference between the structure of this clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. In the clinical thermometer, after taking the thermometer from the armpit or under the tongue, we are reading the value. We can read proper, correctly. But in laboratory thermometer, we cannot read while we take out the thermometer from the object. There is a king in clinical thermometer. You can see that near the bulb. Near the bulb, we can see a king like this structure. This king prevent the moving of mercury as its own. Because of the presence of king in clinical thermometer, the mercury cannot move, cannot stretch while be taken from the armpit or under the tongue. In laboratory thermometer, such a king we cannot see. In laboratory thermometer, we cannot see such a kings. That is why while we taken the thermometer from the object, this mercury again started to pass. Okay, because of the presence of king in clinical thermometer, it prevent the moving of changing the level of mercury. Okay, that also you have to note. These are about laboratory thermometer and clinical thermometer. Children, today we discussed about the clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer, maximum minimum thermometer which used to report the temperature of the day, maximum and minimum temperature that we can hear during weather forecast. And also we discussed about the digital thermometer. What are the advantages of the digital thermometer? Digital thermometer, instantly we getting the value of our body temperature, and also there is no use of mercury. And let us wind up today's session. See you again in the next class. Thank you.